We're going to talk about Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's right. So Street Fighter V closing out Sunday again for the third year in a row, basically. Correct. For Street Fighter V. And this is an interesting one right now because, you know, storylines going into this game is it's last year, if you remember, going into EVO was like, this is America's year.
I know.
It's time for America.
It was that year or nothing is what I felt at the time.
And this year,
it was nothing.
Like, this year it's like the polar opposite. For me, I feel like the big story going into this really is that, you know, I think on top of the world in Street Fighter V right now is Tokido, Fujimura, and Daigo.
It seems accurate.
Yeah, so I feel like it's about Japan again. You know, like, and not only that, like, so I feel like the domination of Japan, and then obviously the other thing is the domination of, you know, 4 in particular characters.
Okay.
Cammy, Akuma, Guile, and Ibuki. It feels like
I think I would put Rashid up in terms of.
Oh yeah, okay. I
feel like he comes up often enough that I would put him in there too.
Okay.
Other than those 5, when you see a character, it's not an oddity, but it's somewhere between the regular and the oddity. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like there's last weekend randomly, well, the weekend before this most previous one, there were 3 tournaments that had Laura in top 8, but. That almost never happens.
Right.
I mean, there's usually some other character. It's not exclusively just those 4 or 5, but it's like for sure those 4 or 5 are there, and then maybe there's another one that squeaks in.
Right. I mean, that can be true. I mean, see in the chat that it's not even necessarily Ibuki, that it could be Yukadon as well, but I don't even agree with that. Xian did super well, and there was the tournament that we just had at the army base, right? The 2 of the top 3 positions were Ibuki players, so you know. Ibuki's a good character, dude.
She is definitely a good character.
You cannot knock that character at all.
Yeah, I think that character variety is something to keep an eye on. It's not. So in my view, the game is a little bit less balanced than it was before the 3.5 patch. But as we've said on the show before, we think that maybe the bigger reason that it seems like there's just a few characters that keep showing up is that people want to win the big money, and so they're going to the characters that can do that. And on top of that, there are some characters that have very similar archetypes to other characters in the cast, and there's one that is clearly the better of them. So like Cammy is the better
Karen, Sakura, you know, whatever,
etc. Right?
Abigail is the better Zangief.
Exactly. Minot is the better Dalsum.
Right.
Like, it kind of has boiled itself down in that way. So it's not a surprise, I think, to see the results that we're seeing. But even that said, you know, it's not just Fujimura, aka previously Yukadon, doing well with Ibuki, Xian as well. But it is the case that I feel like there's been a sort of settling of the best players, I should say, in the world. So, you know, if you look at the Capcom Pro Tour standings, Fujimura, Infiltration, Tokido, NL, Daigo. You know, it's
those
hard.
Names,
it's really those guys are 500 points above where the 6th place person is, which is NuckleDu.
So
there's a big separation between them.
But speaking of NuckleDu, so he had been my wallet NuckleDu for a while, and you know, after throwing all that money away at CEO for his intro, he was like, I guess I really need to get sponsored again.
Yeah.
But he just got picked up by Ghost, and they said the first tournament that he came back in Defend the North, right? He won that one, didn't he? He won Defend the North, I think it was. But you know, they said that he looked strong, like more like the NuckleDu that won Capcom Cup.
He did.
And so I think he's probably the top U.S. player to look out for right now. He probably still has that opportunity to come in there.
That makes sense to me. So. But one other thing that I think has been very cool this season in Street Fighter V is how well Justin Wong has done.
Yeah.
He's playing a character, Minot, who fits his style super, super well. One of the cool things about her is that she fits multiple styles.
Yes.
But she does fit his classically lame style.
I can't even, like, I played Minot, and there's no way in my mind that you could win with Minot by never throwing an orb.
Yeah.
But that's what Justin does.
He
just annoys people to death, and it's ridiculous. So I'm excited to see how Justin does, and honestly, if he actually, part of me thinks that he should just do V-Trigger 2, because his V-Trigger 1 is just not so strong, you know what I mean? But
he, you know, at least you get one mix-up out of it. He can do the basic combo. I feel like it's the better V-Trigger even still.
Yeah, it's probably true. But if Justin has been doing nothing but practicing V-Trigger 1 stuff up to Evo, and he could start pulling off even infiltration. Like, I don't expect him to do Sako level. Infiltration can't even do Sako level stuff. But if he can get to infiltration level orb consistency, then Justin has a potential to make top 8 at this tournament for sure.
Yeah. But I think that for me, the biggest storylines are that there are these players who I feel like have kind of run away with Street Fighter V this season. Each season there have been, at least in the beginning half of the season, that's happened. The first season it was Tokido and Infiltration doing it. That didn't last. Right. In the second half of the year, things changed. That might be the case this year as well. I don't know, but certainly in the first half of the year, it's been a lot of control by those guys, and it's been cool to see that. Two of them, Tokido and Daigo, are players who have been around forever. Yeah. NL, much more recent. Infiltration has been at the top of his game since 2011 or so, the whole decade basically. And for Yukadon, thinking
Fujimura,
about it,
right?
For sure, for Yukadon, now Fujimura. If you think about it, maybe the most, or certainly top 3 most consistent players in Street Fighter V throughout the length of it. He's gotten top 8 at Evo each year so far.
Right.
Anything else to say in terms of big storylines coming into this?
I mean, again, it's the characters kind of thing is something to talk about a lot. Obviously Cammy is like one of the big things right now. Everyone's talking about just the Cammy army. Haitani had to face 6 Cammys to get into top 8, and he lost like at the very end, like in top 8. My question is, how many Cammys do you think are going to make top 8 at Evo this year?
I would say 2 at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not... I don't think it's going to be more than that.
I think it's going to probably be 1.
Okay.
I mean, the funny thing
I can see that, yeah.
Because the thing about it is, honestly, this is not just a Street Fighter thing. This is through all the games that we've been talking to. We've been talking to all these people, and we've been asking these questions over and over and over again. I'll tell you one thing. Evo has never been the game that has... never been the event where the results have ended up what you expect it to be.
That's very true.
It's always been crazy. So the thing is, I say Cammy... there's only going to be 1 because I would expect more. You know what I mean? But that's because I expect more. I don't think it's going to happen because I expect like a lot of the other people on the show who giving us their opinions. Like, I feel like it's going to go not the logical way that we think. Because I just feel like that's how it always works out at Evo. And there's going to be. I'm telling you right now, top 8's going to have a Blanca or a Sakura player or something crazy like that. Right?
I don't think that's impossible.
Or Cody, by the way.
Yeah,
I think Momochi could definitely make it.
I think Cody is legit. All right?
Oh, yeah,
I think Cody is a strong character. I'm not going to put him top tier, but I think he is a strong character. And I know Momochi has been playing him a lot. That'd be great to see from him more. We have seen him appear in tournament with that, but it's a little bit more practice now. Hopefully he feels comfortable for it.
Yeah,
for Evo.
I would actually predict that there's a higher chance of having more Manats in top 8 than Cammys in top 8.
Very, very possible.
Yeah,
very possible.
Just because it's Sako, Infiltration, and Justin, it's like the people playing them are just ridiculous. So
Cody is more legit than Q, but that's not difficult. To be clear,
X more legit. Q,
yes,
right?
as a blanket statement, more or less. For sure. Okay, well, other than storylines, let's talk about players. Who do you expect to win Street Fighter V at Evo? What's your prediction?
It's funny. Someone asked me this question this weekend, and it's. Again, I have to do the logical thing. You have to say the logical thing, kind of like Toph was like, well, I just got to go with Hungry Box right now. I have to go with Tokido right now just because he's just been looking so strong. He's actually seems to have Daigo's number, and Daigo has been beating Fujimura most of the time. Right. So if I expect those guys to get in the top 4 or top 8, the way that they pair up with each other, I feel like, Daigo could eliminate Fujimura, and then Tokido would end up beating Daigo.
Let's just the brackets, they wouldn't play until top 8 winners.
Right.
Fujimura versus Daigo. But there's a real chance that could be top 8 winners.
Tokido is seeded number 1, right?
I'm sorry, did you say Tokido or I thought you said Fujimura Daigo?
Oh, I was talking about all of them. I was talking about all of them.
Tokido is seated high for sure. Yeah,
okay.
No doubt.
Okay. Yeah. But again, like I just feel like Tokido is the safe bet right now. Now, would I pick Tokido or the field? I would bet on the field
100%.
over Tokido, right?
100%. But, yeah, I don't believe in any one player enough to bet on them over the field in Street Fighter V. Definitely not.
But what about you? Who do you think is going to win?
You know, I think I'm going to do the same thing and just go with Fujimura, who I think has been the best player in the world for a little while now.
Yeah, okay.
Even though he hasn't won every time. I mean, he got second place to Daigo. Daigo's been playing amazingly well. He got top 8 at E-League again. He won a couple of majors himself. I feel like he's the best going into this thing, but looking at the bracket, some of the interesting things in terms of how it could turn out is that Fujimura has to play against Cien, you know, if they win through, right? To get into top 8, which I think is fascinating. It's the two Ibukis, really, who are at that level, could play against each other. But to get there in the first place, Fujimura has to beat Shax, Problem X, some other players, too.
Dang, Problem X.
And so I feel like there's a real chance that he doesn't make top 8. I like I said, I would pick him to win Evo, but I think that there's a real good chance that he doesn't even make top 8.
Right. Okay, well, let me ask you this question then. Capcom Cup champion Mana RD said he's going to win Evo. He also said he was going to win Capcom Cup, and he did.
That's true.
So he said he's going to win Evo. Where do you think Mana RD stands in this right now?
I think Mana's actually in an okay spot. He, just again looking at the brackets, would play against Oil King later in the rounds. He might play against Daigo. He might play against NL if things work out for him. I think those are matches that he can handle. He has handled in the past, some of those players. But since Mena won Capcom Cup, I feel like, for example, Oil King, Daigo, NL, they have been stepping it up. Right? They're better even than they already were, and they were already super strong. So I feel like it's a tall order. My dark horse pick.
Yeah, I was about to ask, who's your dark horse?
My dark horse pick is Kaba.
Kaba? Okay, okay.
I was looking through the brackets, and I feel like he's got like a pretty reasonable chance to get deep. You know who he's got to beat to get there? Is Tokido.
Oh, really?
And I like him in that matchup.
Oh, yeah?
Yes! Okay, yes, that's my pick. That's my weird underdog. It's not even that weird. Yeah, but that is my underdog pick.
I mean, my weird underdog pick, I think someone who could come out and surprise everybody all of a sudden is Phenom. Phenom has been playing really, really well. He just won the European Online tournament. He got top 3 at CEO, which is a really stacked tournament as well. He's obviously always been good enough to do this, you know, but he kind of disappeared for a little bit. But I feel like he's right in there. And it's either going to be him or Problem X has got to make top 8. Like, I just don't feel like you can get to top 8 here at EVO without one EU player.
Well, he's got to go through, among other players, Momochi, Justin Wong, Infiltration, checking earlier in the brackets.
So he's got a bracket.
Everybody's like that. It's not unique to him by any stretch. But Phenom beating Jiwa is what he would have to do. In pools even before that, he's got to beat strong players. So, but that's not to say that he can't do that. It's just that most runs are like that. There's no easy path.
Some people are talking about Xiaohai.
Okay.
I see someone talking about Xiaohai. That guy obviously came out of nowhere looking like a different man.
He looked really good. Yeah, okay, physically, fair enough.
Right, and did really well at CEO as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
His path might include Fudo, Infiltration, Justin, depending on how things work out.
I mean, I don't even think that's even true, Love Thy Side Blade. I think Jay Wong has been doing super well at all the tournaments right now. He just got top 4 at VS Fighting, so I mean that was
I think he's been doing really well.
Super stacked tournament. So
yeah, I mean I think Justin has a pretty good chance to make top 8 as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my picks. It's funny. I feel like for Fujimura, that my 2 picks are either he wins EVO or he doesn't make top 8. Like
but I mean that makes total sense.
I really think that could be.
That's the way it works. I mean that the year that Infiltration and Tokido was winning everything, guess what? Infiltration won and Tokido didn't make top 8.
That's right.
Right? So those same 2 guys, right? So they did exactly that path right there.
And last year we were coming into it so sure that Punk, I was at least pretty sure he would win EVO. He got second place, not that far off, but still, it's very difficult to predict what's going to happen.
Yeah. But I mean,
2,500 people entering the tournament.
I haven't seen Tokido lose to like some crazy random thing. You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen that, and I feel like he's so well prepared that I can't see Tokido not making top 8 again.
Okay.
Despite 2,500 people, he's too solid right now. Even sometimes Daigo will have a close match against some like random person and it looks a little bit like, oh, okay. But like Tokido, I just don't see it. Like whenever he does lose, it's to someone else who's like super good. So I don't know. I just feel like Tokido is probably the best chance right now. But, outside of Japan, NL is a name to talk about. Obviously, he's been doing super well. NuckleDu, I think, is
NL and Infiltration are two of the... We mentioned 5 players at the start of this, and they're 2 of those 5.
NL Infiltration from Korea. Justin and NuckleDu from US, and Phenom and Problem X from Europe are probably my outside of Japan picks right now.
All right.
So.
I'm going to stick with the Dominican Republic on that.
On the Cabo one? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man. Again, 2,500 entrants. It's not the most entered game. Dragon Ball is by a little bit.
By 80 something.
Yeah, by not that many considering the percentages. We talked last week about our thoughts about it still being the final game over Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I think we were both cool with it. But yeah, you can go back to the previous week and we'll have talked about that there.
Yeah, again, Street Fighter, the last 2 years, the top 8 has been ridiculously exciting. The Tokido Punk matchup. Punk botting everyone, and then Tokido coming out of loser's bracket. The one guy he didn't want. Year before that was the L.I. Joe run and everything like that. So I think it makes sense to put Street Fighter V.
It's cool. It's cool with me. Anything else to talk about when it comes to Street Fighter V?
I saw somebody else mention some names here.
We are almost exactly on time right now.
Yeah, I know.
Incredible.
Right? It's actually kind of scary. So, Smug. What do you think about Smug after that E-League run?
Yeah, Smug is so strong. Certainly I wouldn't be surprised if he made top 8. I think I would be very surprised if he won Evo.
What about Grandmaster Chun-Li Broly legs?
I think Broly's got a good chance to make it deep. I mean, no doubt. Broly, as I've said to him in the past, is a big inspiration for me, so I wouldn't be surprised. I think it'd be great.
Yeah. But again, I mean, anything else you want to say about Street Fighter V? That is
Let's go Itazan.
Okay.
All right.
So, I mean, again, for those just who tuned in a little bit later and everything like that, we've been talking about Evo all day.
Yeah.
And Evo is just the most ridiculous tournament. You definitely want to check that out. It's going to be on like 7 different streams.
Yeah. Again, if you just follow @Evo on Twitter. Or go to shoryuken.com and you can find all the info. But the streams are twitch.tv/Evo, twitch.tv/Evo1, Evo 2, Evo 3, Evo 4, Evo 5, Evo 6, Evo 7. And then the Street Fighter will be on Capcom Fighters. But Finals Day, Sunday, is all on twitch.tv/Evo.
Right. Okay.
But you can find the full schedule at twitter.com/Evo. Ace King Offsuit, as you plugged before, does a really good job at encapsulating schedules and making it intelligible so you know exactly when things will happen in your local time. Those are a couple of pretty good resources to check out. I also want to plug again twitter.com/SRK ranking, where they have done some really good work analyzing pools. So you can go through, they have a link there where they analyze Tekken, Dragon Ball, Street Fighter, Injustice, and Guilty Gear pools by looking at which pools have the most strong players in them. Sort of they ranked each pool by its strength. And on top of that, they did a bunch of interesting work analyzing the entrants and how they overlap with different games.
Also, shout outs to the Anime Evo with 27 side games in there. So everything from Sailor Moon on the Super Nintendo. Arxis Works' first fighting game, by the way.
Is that so?
Yeah, it's their first fighting game ever. So I
did not know.
Yeah, that they have Gundam. They're gonna have Puyo Puyo Tetris there. They have Under Night in Birth, as we talked about, Melty Blood, all sorts of
Windjammers.
stuff there. Windjammers is going to be there. I have one more question, on the spot kind of question for both of us at this point in time. What do you think is going to get revealed?
Okay.
What's your reveal prediction?
I predict G for Street Fighter V. That seems like a pretty safe pick. I don't know otherwise.
Do you think MK11?
I don't.
You don't. You don't.
I don't think this is the time to do it. I think maybe if Injustice had been in the arena, on Sunday, a lot of people are watching, then maybe. But I think much more likely is that it will just be later on. Whether it's Mortal Kombat or DC plus MK, whatever it is, like whatever the next project is, I don't know. I don't expect it to come this weekend.
Like I said, I am putting myself on the spot, and I'm going to make myself super sad.
Okay.
But after Abigail last year, Capcom knows that it didn't go so well with reveals, so I'm going to say G and Sagat are going to be revealed this weekend, and I'm totally disappointing myself because it's not going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen. I would not expect it.
New characters for Soul Calibur?
I was just going to say Astaroth, my boy, is being announced.
SNK Fighters Heroine, KOF 15 maybe?
That would be amazing.
Right.
I don't know when they would sneak that in.
Right. What about Guilty Gear? Because Guilty Gear's on Sunday, and a lot of people got suspicious, right? Do you think that they might be like, finally, here's Zappa. Finally, here's Robo-Kai. Because both of those characters are in the story mode.
Okay.
They've existed in there, and it felt like that there was like a lead into that.
So you think because Guilty Gear's there, even though BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle has 500 more entrants or whatever. It's like quite a few more. And you expect a reveal as the reason why. That would make sense, I guess.
That'd be kind of cool. Also,
that'd be great.
BB Tag? All the rumored leaked data mined characters, right? Yeah. For sure. So we'll probably get a trailer for maybe the next pack or something like that, or something like that. So, what about Dragon Ball FighterZ? You think they're going to reveal anything new?
Yeah, I think I would guess that they will. I don't know enough about Dragon Ball to say what they're going to do.
Right, because remember, there's a patch coming out in August. Do you think they might actually be like, here's some of the cool new features that are coming out?
Oh, actually, like game changes?
Yeah.
I feel like that's too much in the weeds.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect that. They've already announced that it's going to be Goku and Vegeta.
Right, yeah.
As characters.
Right, but I'm just wondering, would they be like, here's some preview
you get push block!
Here's the preview.
Think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like it's too much.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if the balance patch had that kind of stuff in it.
Any new fighting games? Do you feel like we're gonna get any brand new fighting games?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think that's going to be announced. Oh, do you look like you have info?
No,
right there.
I don't know if I have info, but it's just every time I feel like we're finally not gonna have any more new fighting games, we get new fighting games.
Well, I think there will be new fighting games. It's not like it's over, but I just... What company would come out with that right now? Capcom's not going to have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite 2.
Right.
That would be great, but they're not going to do it.
Sorry, there's no Uncanny Edition.
It's for sure not happening. They're not going to do Street Fighter 6.
There's no Darkstalkers, maybe?
Oh, boy,
Rival Schools?
No, I don't think Capcom's doing anything.
Okay.
Arxis has their hands super full. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Bandai. Like I said before, I don't think that NRS is going to announce their new game.
What about a Killer Instinct 2, a Virtua Fighter 6, all out of nowhere, all of a sudden?
Maybe VF.
Actually, you know what?
VF.
Maybe we'll get a trailer for the new DOA.
Okay,
that definitely is very likely. That is very likely because they're having that exhibition. They're doing that kind of side tournament for DOA, so that's definitely a possibility. So.
I doubt Killer Instinct 2. I really doubt it.
Actually, you know what? DOA 6 has already been announced, right? They showed that with the close-up punching and all that stuff like that.
That sounds right, actually.
That's already been revealed. So,
Do you think there's going to be some new wild character in Tekken, some new crazy guest character?
I don't know. I think at this point in time, after having added Geese and Noctis, that it would serve them well to put Lei in the game. Or Anna. Just put the characters that everybody wants back in there. So, I think that would be make people more excited than anything. So, yeah. Sonic Fighters 2, oh god.
Yeah, Lei would be pretty cool. He's a very unique character.
Yeah. Julia, JC.
But no, I don't expect any brand new fighting games announced.
Okay. Because, last year, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle came out of left field.
Super left field. But just thinking about the developers and publishers that tend to make the big fighting games, I feel like they're busy. Like Nintendo, new thing already announced. Capcom, they're not doing it. ArcSys, very busy. Bandai Namco, very busy anyway. I feel like the best chance is NRS, and I just don't expect it.
You just don't expect the Mortal Kombat?
I just don't think it's the right time. I just feel like it'd be weird at 12 noon in the big hall. They were like, guess what, everybody?
I mean, look, last year before Dragon Ball FighterZ came out, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ people came out and did an announcement in the middle of Top 8, right? I guess it might have been after Tekken. I can't remember. It was definitely after Tekken, yeah. But still, they could just be like, all of a sudden Ed Boon walks up and be like, hey, guys.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be great. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, KOF 15 is plausible. I feel like that's the most plausible.
Yeah, because
they've kind of hinted at it.
Right, the creator already hinted at it, although they did just release some new KOF 14 stuff. But that can go either way. That means they're working on it and can't work on 15, or that means they're trying to keep the hype a little bit. So there you go.
Yeah, well, it'll be a good one, I'm sure. It's going to be a unique experience for me to be watching on the internet.
God, I'm just telling you right now.
I'll be at this wedding.
You're gonna be at
the wedding is at 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Injustice is at noon, so it's at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then Cross Tag Battle is at, I think, 4. No, maybe it's 3 Pacific time, and then so 6-ish Eastern. I'm going to be at this wedding just constantly stealing little looks into my phone.
Dude.
Like, in the crowd, you know, just hoping that anything sick happens to coincide with, you may kiss the bride. And I'm like, yeah!
That's what's going to happen, is you're going to be sitting there on your phone, and then after Injustice ends, Ed Boon's going to come out. We're going to have an announcement. You're like, oh, sick! And then you're like,
I just have to get up and go to the bathroom. I
I know.
To get out of there. if I saw Ed Boon walk onto the stage right there, for sure, I'm just... Sorry, everybody. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I have to leave.
Like, will anyone right now speak or forever hold your peace? I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, it's gonna be crazy. Oh man, that's gonna be fun. But at least you get a pie buffet, though. So.
There will be a pie buffet.
Yeah.
Although you've eaten
every one of those pies already.
I've already tried the pies. They've been good. No, it'll be a fun weekend for sure.
Yeah,
just a different experience for me. So I'll get to, you know, I wish I were there for sure, but I at the same time I'm excited to see how it is for everybody who doesn't get to go in person. If that's just not a side of the FGC that I see as often anymore. I mean, I watch streams from home. I watch tournaments when I don't go.
Right.
But to not go to Evo is a different story. So it's going to be. You know, hopefully, I hope that there will be some insights that I can glean from it. You know, we'll see though.
Yeah, someone they're like, oh, someone reads their vows and then they announce Q for Street Fighter V and his legs are backwards and they read the vows. And you're like, oh, come on.
Oh God, I couldn't handle it. Please don't be in the game.
Well, he can't be in the game if G is supposed to be Q, right?
I hope so much that G preempts Q.
Right.
Please have capture and deadly blow
G
and dash
then
punch
just close the loop and it becomes Q, right? So there you go. So.
What do you mean WTF? I've expressed this on many occasions. I don't want backwards knees Q. Come on. To be fair, I think that they did Urian really well, but so it's not. They're not all Alex.
Yeah.
Alex ended up unfortunate, but Urian looks sick, so it's not a death sentence. It's just that in Season 3 in particular, they're not backwards legged, but they're
weird floating animations. Yeah, for sure. It's funny, too, because like they really did like... I think they looked at Season 2 and everybody loved Zeku and Minat so much. They're like, oh, they love these post animations.
Right.
And it's funny, like Sakura, like if you see her post animations, they look good.
They do
but
look
it's
good,
like all the punches and the throws that are wonky looking, you know what I mean? And Cody stand light kick kind of thing.
Light kick,
so
real weird. Can you imagine deadly double combination for Q and it's just like...
Yeah, I know, right? It's just not going to have that same thing. It's going to be like Falk's critical art where she just kind of goes...
She just jumps up. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me return to my home planet.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, man.
Well, I think in conclusion, I do expect new characters to be announced. Mm-hmm. I don't expect any brand new fighting games.
Okay. Well, also, just as a word to everybody, the reason why we did the show today as opposed to tomorrow is because you will be beginning your travels tomorrow.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm out of here tomorrow night.
There is no Tuesday show tomorrow. This is the Tuesday show for the week. So thanks, guys, everybody, for, you know, coming in and tuning in. Hope this was awesome and hope it sets up a lot of the good storylines going into EVO. Because that's always the key thing, is knowing what the storyline's going in there, what to expect out of the games and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, it's too short a time frame to sort of explain what to look for in the games in terms of gameplay if you don't know them that well. So I think it's much more interesting, probably more useful, to just talk about the players and storylines and stuff like that. I feel like that gets you into it as the viewer, more than just a brief crash course of the game mechanics. And again, I'm going to be on the jump off for a lot of the weekend. That's really cool, yeah. I will be doing a couple of commentary games, but I will be doing the jump off. And like I said, I hope I can, you know, bring that kind of appreciation to all the different fighting games, because I've enjoyed all of them. Like I don't think there's one game in this lineup that I'm like about, you know what I mean? Like I'm excited about every single one of them. And so, you know, I hope I can convey that a lot during the jump off and really kind of emphasize what's cool to watch about the different games and everything like that. So, oh yeah, and Super Turbo, there's a Tournament of Legends qualifier at EVO, but I mean, there's just a ton of stuff. We could talk about stuff forever at this point in time. For sure. And by the way, since there's no regular Tuesday show, we won't be talking this week about Pasadena Regionals and the other tournaments that happened this past weekend. There were some good events that we will talk about at some point, but I guess probably not next week. Maybe we could talk about EVO and then maybe at the end of it, and then quickly talk about like all. But you know, in particular, I thought that Pasadena Regionals was super cool. I'm sad I didn't get a chance. It's been a project that they've been working on the last few years. That they've stepped up their game plan in, and it was Marvel 3, Marvel Infinite, and Dragon Ball, and they were all really good. It was really cool. Yeah, even good to have a versus fighting. Crazy army thing this past weekend as well, so that was kind of interesting. We can chat about that next week. But yeah, that'll be our Prevo show for EVO 2018. Starts on Friday, of course. Again, refer to all the things that I plugged earlier as far as how to follow stuff. It will, I'm sure, be an awesome weekend if you're going. Have a good time. There's a lot to do. It's not just the tournament itself. If you go 0-2, if you get busted or whatever, if it doesn't work out how you want, there's still a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, and you know, obviously it's probably too late to plan a trip out there, but if there's any chance that you have any, because I hear this a lot from people, I don't want to go to EVO because I'm not good enough to compete. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Go enter something, go 0-2, who cares, enjoy the time there, or don't enter anything at all. Yeah. Go there. There's plenty of Artist Alley. You can buy a lot of swag there. Gaming Generation is going to be selling a bunch of cool stuff over there. Ken-O booth is going to have a bunch of cool stuff there. And you know what? You're going to be trapped in a room with 10,000 other people who love the same thing that you love. There's nothing wrong with that. And especially, too, when you go to an event, you know, I know social media can feel toxic at times, and, like, Twitch chat can feel toxic at times, but when you go to an event itself, it's night and day. For sure. Everybody that I've talked to at an event, they're always like, oh my God, the FGC is just so cool and everyone's so friendly and everything like that, for sure. Even the ladies who are running the Dippin' Dots cart at CEO, they were like, we've done so many of these, and this is like by far the friendliest group of people that we've had and stuff like that. So there you go. So, all right, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us, spending a few hours with us. Hopefully it was interesting to y'all. I enjoyed doing it. Yeah, thanks again to all of our guests for coming on as well. That was really absolutely nice. Shout outs to all of them, especially for coming in, you know, around their schedules like MajinObama and Persia had to do. Much obliged. Cool. Alrighty, I guess that's going to be it for tonight. Yep. And you know what? Bird it out. One for the road here. So let's do this. Yes. Let's go. By the way, I tried looking for a watch party in New York, and so far no leads. Really? So I might just watch by myself on Sunday.
in the hotel.
That sounds that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Convince our bar to put it up, on the...
Hey, bar! Do it! Okay.